What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex, and you're watching the Marvel edition of the Ragin Nation show. This is just Webster's. We're talking about all things that matter to me in the world of Marvel films. This is episode number 104, and the first thing we got to talk about is Gambit. What is going on with the production of Gambit? Well, there hasn't been a whole lot of news about Gambit, mainly because it was suffering a very specific issue with the production. And that specific issue is the lack of a director. For a while, Channing Tatum was looking for a director for his film, and he couldn't find anybody. He went to a couple of director buddies that he knew, but no luck. And then eventually Rupert Wyatt came on board. Rupert Wyatt is the director of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which was a great film, but he dropped out due to scheduling conflicts, and I was kind of bummed out by that because I wanted to see his take on Gambit. But we ended up getting Doug Liman on board, the director of The Bourne Identity, Edge of Tomorrow, and also a comedy called Go. And I'm pretty happy about that because I actually enjoyed all three films. But when exactly is Gambit coming out? Well, originally it was supposed to be coming out on fall of 2016, this year. But now it looks like it's going to be delayed to 2017. Now, I don't know the exact date, but I believe it's going into 2017, and that is because it starts filming in March. If they're going to start filming in March, they don't have a lot of time to get this film ready for fall of 2016. So it looks like that ain't happening. Now, I guess they have to see how things go before they announce a release date, but at least we know that the production is back on track. So, fall of 2016 doesn't look like it's happening. 2017 seems more likely. I don't think it's going to be a summer of 2017 release, probably sometime earlier than that, but at least we know that it will be filming in March. So that's what's going on with Gambit. Now, in the previous episode, I talked about X-Force, and I showed you guys some X-Force concept art, which had Cable and Domino, and who else was in there? I forgot. I don't have the concept art pulled up, but considering that this is actually a thing and it's a thing that could happen soon, the creator of X-Force, Rob Liefeld, he actually did a tweet. And he tweeted an image talking about who he would want to play Cable. And that would be Mad Men's Jon Hamm. His tweet says, "Yes, Jon Hamm, dream future Cable pick, wins for Mad Men." Now, I could see why he decided to pick Cable. I mean, look at Jon Hamm right there. I think he could totally play the part. Now, the thing is, Mad Men actor Jon Hamm has actually turned down a number of comic book movie roles. I'm not sure if it's just because he wants to avoid comic book movies altogether, or he thinks they're gimmicky, or he would rather stick to doing TV or whatnot, or maybe he just hasn't found the right script for a good character that he would want to play. I don't know what the reason is, but he has turned down a lot of comic book movie roles. But Jon Hamm looks the part. I would love to see him play Cable. So, if that is happening, I'm happy. But all I can say right now is that X-Force is actually a thing. And it will be happening eventually. Alright, after all, after X-Men Apocalypse, they're kind of, or rather, by they, 20th Century Fox. 20th Century Fox is actually looking for things to do next with the franchise. And of course, there's Gambit, Deadpool, New Mutants, and X-Force. Alright, so that's what's going on. Now let's move over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and see what's going on there. There's been a lot of talk about Infinity Wars. And, the Captain America, Civil War, and Winter Soldier directors, the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony Russo, they were actually at Wizard World, New Orleans, and they were talking about Infinity War. And I'll read you this quote. "We have so many characters we're dealing with, we're breaking ground on Avengers Infinity War. We have a board of 67 characters on it. That is a lot of characters. Now, 67 characters in Infinity War, that's a lot. Does that mean that all 67 are going to be in it? I don't think so. I think that they have a board of 67 characters and they're going to narrow down who they're going to have in Infinity War. I mean, after all, it is 2 films, and they're most likely going to be 2 films that are 2.5 hours long or more. So there's a lot to cover. And we're talking about a film that's going to end Phase 3. And so everything, all the characters that we've been introduced to in Phase 1, 2, and 3 most likely will unite. And I'm pretty positive the cosmic realm of the Guardians of the Galaxy and the cinematic realm of, you know, like Iron Man and Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, and Captain America, it's going to come together in Infinity War. And they have a common enemy to fight, and that is Thanos. So there's going to be a lot of characters, and we're going to see everybody come together. Now, they were also asked about Phase 4. What's happening with Phase 4? And what do the Russo brothers have to do with Phase 4, considering they haven't announced anything in Phase 4? Well, they have to do with a lot, because what happens in Infinity War sets up what happens for Phase 4. And the idea is to actually introduce all new characters. So let's see what they had to say here. Nothing can last forever. It's cyclical. Some new Avengers in Phase 4 are going to become prominent, and then maybe some Avengers might not be around anymore. So we'll see how all this plays out, but you have to treat every character with respect. I think it's interesting that if you've seen 4 or 5 movies with the lead character having an arc, I want to see some storytelling from some of the secondary characters. We're focusing on that right now with Infinity War. While we're breaking into those movies is which characters can we pull to the forefront who potentially haven't had their own story arc to this point. I think you'll see that supporting Avengers are going to become primary Avengers. So Phase 3 is where we get to see new characters introduced and more of those new characters being prominent. All right? Because things can't last forever. I mean, Captain America, played by Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., who plays Iron Man, they can't do this forever. We got to bring in new characters, new young actors, new stories. We got to keep it fresh, and we don't want to keep on seeing more or less of the same thing repeated over and over and over again. We want to see new characters, and I think this is absolutely the right direction. By the time we get to the very first film in Phase 4, things are going to change. And we're talking about in 2020, so there's plenty of time to go through. All right, we're in 2016 right now, so there's going to be a lot of changes. After all, we are going to see Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, the Inhumans. We're going to see a lot of new characters, and I'm pretty excited about that because it's not that I'm getting tired of the old characters. It's just that there are so many more characters to explore in the Marvel realm, and I think it's about time that we did that, and we gave respect to those characters. After all, they do tie into this same universe, this realm, all right? Anyways, that's all I got to say in this video. What do you guys think about this, or what do you guys think about anything that I've talked about? What do you guys think about John Hamm playing Cable? If you can think of any other actor playing Cable, please let me know in the comments section below. And also, what are some of the characters that you would like to see by the time we get to Infinity War? After all, just because we have Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Black Panther all announced, it doesn't mean that other supporting Marvel characters can't be in there. So, what other characters do you want to see? What characters do you want to see in Phase 4? What characters do you want to see have their own film? Like new characters. Let me know in the comments section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Hughes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Captain America Civil War. Captain America Civil War is going through post-production, and it will be released in May, and it's going to be a big film. And now